Good morning, and thank you for tuning into the Home and Finance Show. I'm Diana Rice-Wilkerson, lender with Fairway Independent Mortgage, and joining me is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Janis Bradley, broker owner of JB Real Estate Consultants.
Janis and I are your seasoned, trusted advisors committed to personally navigating you through the home buying, home lending process. The show is designed to provide you with current and relevant information about different aspects of home buying, home selling, and lending so that you're knowledgeable when making decisions for you and your family. You can also hear us on Saturdays on Radio 1, 1310 AM, 92.7 and 95.1, and that's at 1 o'clock. That said, if you're in the market to buy, build, or refinance, we'd love to represent you. You may reach us at the contact information below. Now on with the show. Hello, Janis Bradley.
Hello, how are you?
Well, I am doing absolutely fantastic.
Good. We've got a fantastic guest, and we're going to do something that I see the men do. We're going to bump. Okay.
Fist bump.
Just because. All righty. Just because something, I like to do something different and new. Almost sound like Joel Osteen, always talks about, I like to say something funny.
I like to say something funny.
Yeah, but everything I say is funny or crazy. But we have an exciting guest today, and I don't think you can ever get enough information about insurance, home insurance.
Never enough.
Never? Okay. So why don't we just start right off, and we're going to ask our guest. Her name is Veronica Davis, and we're just going to ask you right off, who is Veronica Davis, what you do, how long you've been doing it, and why do you do it?
Okay. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on the show. I really appreciate that. But yes, my name is Veronica Davis, and I have been in insurance probably for the last 15 years.
Okay.
And I started out with, supplemental insurance and health insurance, life insurance, things like that. And then I kind of ventured off into the property and casualty where, you have your homeowners and your car insurance. And I love it. I really, really do. One thing I love about it is because it completes that home ownership process.
Okay.
I think it's awesome when they finally can say, oh, I have my home insurance, I have my home, I have this, I have that. And this completes it. It really does. And it keeps them safe and makes them feel good about what they've done.
Okay. Thank you for that.
When it comes to insurance, my question is, I'm getting ready to go deep.
Okay.
Why does a person need insurance? And the profile of the person that I guess I want you to think about is that person who's probably, let's say, 60 plus, home's paid for, retired or getting ready to retire, financially in a good space. Do I need homeowners insurance? And if so, why would you say I do?
Okay, definitely.
Okay.
You need insurance and homeowner insurance. Very good question too. One thing about insurance is I call it's a risk, but it's also protection. Okay. The thing is about homeowners insurance is that if you have a fire, or if you have theft, or if you have anything that happens in that home, believe me, you need something to cover it, because a lot of times we cannot cover that out of our pockets. We need something, and that's what insurance is protecting you so that you don't have a loss out of your pocket, out of your savings, so that, one, you can replace anything that you have in the home and also the dwelling itself. So very, very important, no matter what age you are. You could be young or, yes, you could be young, you can be old, you can be, I shouldn't say old, a little older, or should I say, but one thing, you just have to have that. I mean, it's something that if you didn't have it, you really need it, okay?
Okay. And what about, because I'm envisioning policies I've looked at, I understand insurance that protects in those situations. What about if someone gets injured on your property? Does your homeowner's insurance protect that? And if so, is it the type of thing, Vicki, where when someone's issuing a policy, they may automatically cover certain things in that policy? But if you don't ask for certain things, those certain things may not be covered in the policy.
And you wouldn't know to ask, maybe.
And you wouldn't know to ask. So my question on that is, someone gets injured, falls down the basement steps or whatever, gets injured in your home, does insurance cover it, homeowner's insurance, and is that something you have to ask for?
Yes, and that's the thing. There's I would say, 3 different types of insurances. I'm going to go into this now. There's independent agents like myself, and then there's captive and there's direct.
Okay.
And one thing about a captive insurance company, basically they're selling just their product, okay? And direct, you call the 1-800 number insurance, and you don't know the person.
Right.
And basically what happens is you have a different agent or a different person on the phone every time. An independent agent like myself, we're going to make sure you get what you need.
The coverages.
And we ask those questions because, yes, absolutely. If someone falls down your steps, or if they fall on your walkway just from ice or something, we put that coverage in your insurance. And that's the thing, just knowing that agent. What happens is we ask those questions. What type of lawn do you have? Or do you have steps? Or do you have a business in your home that maybe they have to go down the basement, to get something done or whatever? I'm just saying that, we ask those questions as an independent agent, and yes, that coverage is in there.
Okay.
That it definitely needs to be in there because it protects you.
You have to ask about a pet now too,
Oh,
don't
my
you?
goodness. Oh, the dangerous dogs like the pit bulls, the German shepherds, the Rottweilers, things like that. Wow, your insurance premium's a little bit higher when you have those types of pets and things. And if a pet, like you said, if a pet should bite someone in your home, you're going to be covered with that too. But that's why they charge you those extra premiums,
Right.
Because those
What if
pets
it
are
bite
dangerous.
you, the owner?
Yes, yeah. What about you, the owner?
What
I'm
if
sorry.
the pet bite? What if
Oh,
your
right.
pet?
Oh.
What if your pet bites you?
Well, that pet's there by choice. You make that decision that you want that pet in the house. But other people, you do have to be careful. I
Yeah.
can give you great examples on that.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I am so
Wow,
sure.
wow.
I think that's excellent information.
It is.
And for our viewing audience, this is information also that we want you to share with friends and family, which is one of the reasons we love to have our guests, so that we can all become better educated and protect our assets.
Yes.
Because if you have a home, you can lose it, it sounds like, if you're successfully sued and have to pay for somebody's
Definitely.
medical care.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Good job.
And you were making the comment, the question that you had asked Diana, like if your home is paid for or something of this nature, but if you've got a mortgage and you fail to pay that for whatever reason, that's why the forced insurance is done.
Yes.
Because you have to have it on your home.
That's
Right.
true.
Let me ask you this. So if I was thinking about moving next year, so what are some of the things I would need to keep in mind? I mean, should I give you a call and just say, okay, I don't know where I'm going to live yet, but why would that be necessary?
Well, a couple things. First of all, we have insurance scores, okay? There's credit scores. And when you're buying a home, if you're becoming a new home buyer or just an existing one, credit makes a difference, okay? So keeping your credit where it needs to be is very, very important. Also when you're looking for a home, you got to think about the roof, okay? When you're looking at a home, you want to make sure, one, when was that roof replaced, okay? Because that makes a difference. Just say, for example, that roof had not been replaced in the last 15, 20 years, okay? They're not going to give you a replacement cost for that. So when you're looking for a home, you want to make sure of, the HVAC, the electrical, when was it replaced? When was it renewed? Things like that. The roof is so important. That is a real big factor. And credit, like I said, is a real big factor. One thing that we do too, as an independent agent that I talked about, is that we may look at, if you're married or something, you may have a husband insurance score and you may have a wife insurance score. What we can do as an independent agent, we can flip those. And flipping those with whoever has the best score,
The highest.
we will make that insurance.
Not like you with the middle score.
Yes.
Okay. Not like me. I'm guilty. When a home is owned by only one of the partners or spouse, is the insurance coverage under both names or just the one name?
Well, usually it's what's on the deed, usually, okay? I have seen times where they wanted their spouse, or I should say, maybe significant other or whatever on that policy. We can do that.
Yeah.
That's up to them. But usually it's the person that's on the deed.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
That makes sense. Short story, I'll try to make it short. I sold a house, bought my new house, before I had sold my home. Bought my new house, okay. House was on the market. This was during the wintertime. Martin Luther King's birthday, got a call from the realtor who had went in to show the house, and there had been, it was cold, but there on the third level there had been one of those pipes tubes that go to the basin, had broke off, and water had dripped for the weekend through all 3 levels. When you went in, it was like you were underground, right?
Oh, wow.
Water everywhere. But God is so good because I bought my house in September. In October, the insurance company sent me mail to that house, and it was returned saying I no longer live there. The insurance company called me. I explained the situation. She told me the minute I moved out of that house, I was no longer insured. Okay? But it's okay as long as they know that the house is on the market being sold.
Oh, okay.
You see, so it was well over $100,000 worth of damage.
Oh, wow. Sure.
It was well over that. It was a big house. But I never thought of that. So, again, caution and share.
Yes.
If you do vacate a property that's insured, you need to let your insurance company know. They'll know what to tell you and how to protect you. And also will have you, because she told me if their home doesn't sell within the next 3 to 4 months, just call us back. I mean, they put me on a little ticker to keep up with. But yeah, otherwise I would have been out that money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was, I never thought of it, because who knew, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But she
That's a
said the
very
minute
good
you
point.
moved out of that house as being your primary own occupancy, doesn't matter about the mortgage, doesn't matter that
Even
you're
if you
making the
had the
payments.
mortgage.
It's an
That's-
empty house, it's no longer
Yeah.
being occupied by you, by anybody. And your insurance was,
Right. Yes and no, too, because there's a separate type of insurance that when you moved out, then we would do it as a vacant, or
You would have
unoccupied.
automatically kick
if
in.
you know
Yes.
it though.
But you would,
But
she
that's
would
if
have
you
had to
know it.
call
If you know it.
But see,
Yeah.
so she didn't know, so no one knew. That's what I
Yes.
think she put me on,
Perfect.
the vacant
Okay.
or occupied. So it's not like you can't get insurance, but they need to change the policy.
Right. Exactly.
And had she not changed the policy and
Exactly.
something happened, then I could have very well been
Yeah.
SOL.
You're
I
absolutely
heard
right.
you say something. Do you automatically put something like that in the policy? The rent, the part if you vacate?
Well, it's not actually in the policy because at the time when you're writing the policy, you're writing as a primary,
Right.
residency, or you're writing it as a secondary or whatever. So we don't actually automatically put that in there, but that is part of being that independent agent, keeping in touch with your clients. Knowing what's going on with them, and of course you keeping in touch with the agents, getting a personal relationship with that agent. So you guys kind of keep in touch. So not automatically we do that, but we just try to, our best to keep that communication going. How about that?
I have to ask though, are there some things that you do automatically put in a policy just because, you just got to have it with, for instance, like if I'm writing a purchase agreement, they don't get to waive,
Right.
an inspection.
Yeah.
But do you? Or is there some things
Oh,
that
yeah,
just
there's
you
a
put
lot.
in?
Well, contents. When I'm writing a primary residence, I make sure that we put contents in there. We make sure we put the loss of being hurt, someone else being the liability, someone else being hurt on the home. That's automatic. Lots of things we automatically put in there. I mean, depending on if it's a crawl space, if it's a basement. I automatically, if you have a basement, I'm automatically putting that sewer and that so that those what do you call it? Sump pumps and things, and I was going to say something else, but went through me. But a flood, if you have a flood
Water
or something like
backs
that.
up?
Yeah, water backs up. I always do the water backup. Those kind of things, depending on what the house looks like and what it has in it. There's a lot of automatics we put in there.
But
I
that
do
sounds
protect my
like
clients.
you. See, that
the
I
key.
think is the
Yes.
key, though.
Yep.
And I think my logic, I worked in banking, I've been in, me, this is me, right? My logical mind, which is I tell people, don't use your logical mind in this business, do ask a question.
That's true.
My logical mind said, as long as I still own the property,
Yep.
I was still making my payments, and I still paid my insurance, and my insurance hadn't expired.
Right.
Nobody could have told me that the
Yes.
insurance didn't kick in.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So And I do think there are three things that I would really like to see us as consumers become a lot more knowledgeable about. One is our insurance coverages.
Yes.
And whether it's vehicle, life, the medical, home, we need to be upfront and personal and do talk to your agent.
Yes.
The other are our tax returns, guys, because it amazes to me the people that file taxes, especially business owners, and that is your only income record and don't understand what's being reported.
Yep.
And then the third thing, of course, is the credit report, which comes back to and can affect premiums.
Right, that's right. And the thing is, when you're talking about being, just having that understanding of insurance, the funny thing about it, you'd be surprised how many people get their renewals in the mail every year.
Yeah.
Never look at them.
Right.
And that's one thing. I've had clients where, they had cars on their insurance. They sold the car 2 years ago.
Right.
And they still had it on their insurance. And believe it or not, we do a combination of their homeowners and their car together because they have that discount. Okay?
Yeah.
So they've had this car on here for 2 years and well, I didn't know, and it's so funny because that's why using independent agents too, just keeping in touch because they need to be educated. A lot of people are not even educated on a lot of things.
That's true.
When it comes to insurance.
Yes.
And I don't care what type of insurance it is. A lot of people just stay away from it. It's just like, oh, who likes insurance,
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. No,
You need to love insurance.
you need to love insurance. We don't like to pay for it, but you need to love it. And a lot of people don't realize you need to look at your renewals. You need to update your information, review these things, those kind of things. So absolutely.
That's interesting about the car because if you get another car, you usually call to
Get it insured.
Oh,
Yeah,
but you have
so-
to be like my husband and have 4 of them, you forget. Because you like all of those little, play cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, people do, you'd be surprised. Yeah.
So how do you determine the dwelling coverage?
Okay. The dwelling coverage. Basically, what we look at is, market value. One thing about it, market value is what you pay for, and you guys both know that. Then there's replacement costs. That's
Right.
the difference. Replacement costs, you guys, what that means is what it's going to take to replace that home. And the key is that, these days, and with inflation and all that kind of wonderful thing, inflation has made it that material costs are expensive. Okay, labor is expensive, and replacement cost has gone way up. Okay, and I've had so many clients to call me and say, "Hey, why is my insurance so high? Why hasn't it increased? By this much?" Well, probably insurances on homeowners has probably gone up 20 to 30%.
I believe it. So that's automatic.
Yes. But that's because replacement cost is so high
Well,
now.
of course.
And when you have a loss, that goes up. Everything has just gone up. We look at eggs. That's the joke now about eggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing
That is funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
My granddaughter called me from Evansville. She lives, Grandma,
Yeah.
do you know how much eggs are now? No, I really don't. 'Cause,
Absolutely, yeah.
My eggs will last me forever.
Forever.
But she was outdone.
Yeah.
you know.
And it's true, you guys. Inflation is just up, so your replacement cost is up, and dwelling cost is up, and those are all the things that we have to look at. And I get those calls all the time. Why is this? Why is this? And it's because everything, labor, materials, everything is going up, and this makes insurance go
So
up.
Vicki, if I've updated my kitchen, okay, when I spent whatever I spent, should I call you and tell you I've updated my kitchen?
Well, not necessarily. Just when you,
Really?
just when your review comes up,
Okay.
we'll take a look at it then.
All right.
But not. I wouldn't say because your insurance is going to go up if we say
Anyway,
that.
well, yeah,
Yeah, right.
I'm wanting it to go up a little. I mean,
You
expecting
might.
it.
Yeah, I was going to
Go
say
up a
you
little
might
bit.
want.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Like that word.
Right,
Okay.
right. But yes, for sure. Because you have, more expensive things in there, that's going to increase your content, So probably yes. We probably need to know that. I wouldn't say right at that time because you don't
Okay.
want to change your insurance until your yearly review.
That would make
Yeah.
sense.
I see that does.
That
That
would
does.
definitely make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I was getting ready to ask you a really important question about insurance. Oh, I was going to tell you something. I'm telling my customers now to plan on their insurance going up. I am telling them that now.
Yep.
I'm telling them that too about taxes as well.
Right.
You know, and I'm also telling them we're not the ones doing it. We just happen to be collecting the payment. But you know what? In my explanation about insurance going up, I said insurance is going to go up every year. I don't care if it goes up $5 or $10. It's going to go up every year, and it's largely building costs because you have replacement insurance, and if something happens to your home, the insurance company is saying they're going to rebuild your home brand new. They've got to be prepared to do that, and lumber costs and all kind of material costs. They take it better when they understand.
Yes.
Nobody likes the increase.
Right.
But if they know it's just not arbitrarily going up and going into somebody's pocket as a bonus, I think they take that better. So they're getting the benefit of it, but when they understand, yeah, well, you know what? I said, if your home, something happened to your home, you'd want it rebuilt, right?
Exactly.
Right. I said, well, you know how costly it is for new construction now, right? Right. I said, well, the insurance company has to be in position to reproduce that house.
So you want
and
your
they
house
do take it better.
Yeah. So what do you want your house appraised at? Rebuilt at 175 price where you bought the home, or what it does take today. I think they might understand that a little bit.
And you know, and
better,
one thing I just want to mention too about that, with the insurance prices or premiums going up, a lot of times we turn in insurance claims that are not necessary.
Talk about that.
And I tell
it.
people all the time, some things are a little bit easier for you just to pay out of pocket.
Examples.
Yes.
If you would.
Yeah, examples? Okay. Just little things like a window got broke. And they think, oh, I'm going to turn this into my insurance. Or, they had maybe a small little flood that, it didn't damage much part of a room or something. Just little things. Don't turn everything in. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people turn in, just because we had a hailstorm and everybody in the neighborhood is getting a roof.
Yeah.
Well, they want that roofer to come out and say they had one too. They really don't need a new roof.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's little things like that the roof can last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I know because my husband has a roofing company. But I'm just saying that when you turn in things that are unnecessary, that makes your insurance go up.
You're going to pay for it.
You're going to pay for it.
You might get something nice, new, and pretty, but you're going to pay
And that
for it.
claim will stay on there 3 to 5 years, sometimes depending on the carrier.
And passes to the new buyer.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What is that called? The clue?
Oh, this is
Clue
so
report?
funny. Yeah,
Is that
yes,
it?
exactly.
I can't believe I remember
And
that.
the funny thing about it, I'll give you an example of my own, what happened to me. We moved out of our home. We moved into another home. And what happened was we were with one company. When we moved to this new home, don't you know, we had never had any claims. We've been there 23 years. We had never had any claims. Went to this new home. We knew that the roof was going to be replaced on this home, $30,000 roof. He had that claim, and I guess he had a water damage claim. That company, he had the same company. That company would not insure us because he had too many claims on that house. No claims of ours.
Right.
And we're like, well, why are we changing insurance
Right,
companies? And
right.
at the time, I was like, I wasn't in property and casualty. I said, this is not fair.
Right.
And now I understand that followed that home because they
Right.
thought that home
Exactly.
was, a very claim-based
High risk.
home. So we had to change insurance companies.
Of course.
Yeah.
Gosh.
That was horrible. I
Yeah.
thought, I've never had any claims before,
Right,
So,
right.
yes.
Kind of stays with the property.
kinda-
But what's nice is, not all insurance companies look at things the same way, so you were able
Yes.
to get into
Oh, yes.
a less expensive premium.
Yes,
That's
yes,
great.
yes,
That is
yes,
awesome,
for
awesome.
sure.
Yep, that's awesome.
What is I think you kind of covered it a little bit about what not to turn in, but what is the most common, does it seem to be, type of
Claims?
Claims, yes, thank you.
Roofs. I'm going to tell you that right now because of the weather. Roofs. It is so funny. Roofs. And sometimes I would say water damage would be the second.
Okay.
But roofs are the biggest. They really are because what happens is hail damage, windstorm, shingles fall off or, blow off. You'd be surprised, how many claims are roofing claims.
Okay.
And they're expensive. Very expensive.
Would you say, because we're in the Midwest, even as we
Yes.
talk about this situation, we still have our housing, our homeownership, our ability to own homes and insure homes and all that is still affordable compared to a lot of the rest of the country.
Yes, I do. I think.
Because I think about Florida, I can't imagine what their premiums run.
Oh, my goodness. Florida is an insurance nightmare.
Okay, see, that's a fact.
What about New Orleans?
And New Orleans can be too.
I mean,
yes.
are they insured? I
Oh,
mean, can they get insurance?
They can
now?
get insurance.
Really?
Yes, they can. But it is
Can they
a
eat
nightmare.
after they get insurance?
Thank you.
Yeah, can they pay their
eat
other
up-
bills?
Exactly. Very, very expensive. Very,
Yep.
very expensive. Who was it? I did I have a client in Florida. She used to live here, and she wanted me to insure the house in Florida. And I said, oh my goodness, I had to find an agent there.
Yeah.
And she said, this is the worst. Well, even their car insurance, you
Yeah.
guys half of them don't even have car insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
In Florida, I mean, it's different.
Yes,
it's
it makes
different in
sense.
Florida. Yes.
Vicki, we have a couple of minutes left, but one question I want to ask you is, in terms of what you would recommend to your clients, or to all clients who are, or to all folks who are insured, once a year, it sounds like they should be reviewing their policy.
Yes.
So they get a renewal notice, open the envelope.
Yes.
Once a year, review
Doesn't
your
say
policy.
renewal on it. Sometimes I think
Sometimes
it does.
doesn't, depending on the carrier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Open me.
Yeah.
So open all your mail, folks, because if you're getting your insurance renewal,
Yes.
this is the time for you to really
Yes.
zoom in.
Yes.
So one would be to call your agent. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Exactly.
Can
Yes.
someone switch? Say I have insurance right now. I don't have a personal agent. I don't have a relationship. I really want to have that personal relationship that you're describing.
Yes.
Can I call you and say, Vicki, I'm insured with ABC. Doesn't expire or renew until July. Can you talk to me?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. And that's the thing, you guys, that's the difference between that independent agent, that captive agent, and also that direct agent.
Okay.
And having an independent agent like myself or Cobon Insurance,
Yeah.
the thing is, we will take care of your needs and your family needs, and we know where you're at. You're
Okay.
not going to get just that one person, that 1-800 person
Okay.
that you'll never talk to again.
Okay.
So that's the thing, yes, opening up that mail and making sure you look at that renewal letter makes a really big difference, a definite difference.
Real quick, will you give your phone number?
Yes, my name again is Veronica Davis, and my phone number is 317-557-4967. And I'm with Cobon Insurance.
And you can repeat it.
Okay, 317-557-4967.
You've heard it from Vicki. Thank you very much for listening in and tuning in, and we will see you later. Have a great day.
Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.